Hi, this is Kevin Davey of KJ Trading Systems, and welcome to a 5-part video series of how to trade like a champion. Just to give you some background on myself, I've been a futures trader for about 19 years now, and for 3 years in a row, from 2005 to 2007, I came in either first or second in a real-time, real money, year-long trading contest. Each of those years I had over 100% return. So that's where the title of this video series comes from, because these are the same steps that I used to become a successful trader, and I'll show you how you can use them. Well, first, a disclaimer: you should pause and take some time to read this, because there are significant risks in trading futures, and whenever you see hypothetical results, you have to realize that they may not work in the future. And finally, all account decisions should be your own. So what are the 5 steps to trade like a champion? We'll go through each of these in this video series, but basically you have to have a written plan, you have to find a strategy, you have to check and double check what you're doing, you have to execute the strategy, and then you have to monitor and adjust. Okay, so let's look at today's step of how to trade like a champion, and that's having a written plan. There are 3 keys to having a plan. First, you have to know what you want. Second, you have to know what your upfront investment is going to be. And then third, you have to know how much to risk. Here's how I did it. Knowing what you want. It's pretty simple. I wanted to develop profitable trading systems. So that was the goal that I wrote down. That was what I wanted. The second step was knowing my upfront investment. This can be time and money. In my case, it took a lot of years of study to develop a system that actually worked and that I had confidence in. You can probably expect the same thing if you're developing your own system. In my case, I still spend about 10 to 20 hours per week refining and enhancing my existing systems and also creating new systems. I do this full time, and creating systems is a never-ending process. The third important point is to know how much to risk. And this is different for everybody. What you really have to do is you have to create guidelines of how much drawdown, how much loss you can accept in any given strategy. If you don't have those written down up front, you're going to run into trouble at some point. So how can you do this the same way that I did? Well, first of all, write down what you want. And for most of you, that'll be a rate of return. What kind of rate of return are you looking for? Are you looking for 100% a year, 500% a year, or 30% a year? I can tell you, the higher the percentage, the less likely you are to reach it, especially without significant risk. The second one is to know your upfront investment. Do you have the time and do you have the money to put to such an endeavor as trading? If you don't, you might want to look at following an advisor who can spend the time, and you only have to put up the money to do it. And thirdly, know how much you are willing to risk. Put a solid number of how much money or a percentage that you're willing to spend on trading, and if you hit that point, that's when you exit and either do something else or go back to the drawing board and try to think a new strategy. The other part of that is to know how long you can stay with a strategy. So you might decide to give it 6 months or a year, but the important thing is you write it down up front and you have that in your mind. The key points here, as I said, write it down, be as detailed as possible, and then it can be a living document. You can go back and review it, change it, modify it, however you need to, especially as you become more experienced in trading. You probably will go back and change it because some of the things you initially thought might not be true. And the last point is to refer to it a lot. Use it as your guide. It's basically your trading Bible, and everything you do should come out of that one document. And remember, if you fail to plan, you're usually just planning to fail, and that's what a lot of people do in trading. They don't have a plan, they're going to fail. So that concludes step 1 of our How to Trade Like a Champ series, and thanks for watching. Be sure to visit my website at kjtradingsystems.com, where you can get free trading tips and information and articles and learn a lot more about trading. Thanks.